Hello, my name is Suzanne Farrell, and this is an informative speech on the brand Vans. My mother has over 250 pairs of Vans. My older sister has 150 pairs of Vans. My uncle will only skate in his half-cab Vans. It's not very hard for anyone to see that Vans is part of my family. As a Vans associate in store, I have developed a deeper knowledge of the company and a more profound love for what they do. Although Vans seems like a brick and mortar storefront in a mall, they are more than that. Their history and their mission statement is what drove me to become part of their family, the Van Doren family. In 1966, Paul Van Doren, the founder or co-founder of Vans, moved his family from Massachusetts all the way to Anaheim, California. He took his rubber company with him with the full intent on making shoes. But not just any shoe. This shoe would soon become one of the most iconic shoes in America. The first day that he opened, Paul forgot the cash register. So, instead of just telling people that he couldn't serve them, he made these shoes right in front of them and gave them to him on the good faith that they would come back the next day and pay. And they did. Paul sold 16 pairs of shoes, and the next day, 16 people came back to pay. The good faith that Paul has in people shines so brightly in his company. The original 5 shoes were the Authentics. The Authentics came out in 1966 when Paul moved to California and made the shoes. It followed up with the Era, which are a little bit different, but not all that different from the Authentic. After that came out the Old School, the Slip-On, and the Skate-High shoes. We call these the original 5 shoes, and they are the basis for any shoe that comes out of the Vans family. These shoes are different from a lot of the shoes that were coming out at the time. They had a thicker rubber sole, which made them very nice for skating. And this is what skateboarders loved about Vans. The skateboarding community of Southern California adopted Vans as their shoe. They liked the thicker rubber sole so that when they hit the concrete on those boards, they didn't go through. And what came out of that was what we call the waffle. The waffle is the bottom of the shoe, and it is on any Vans shoe that you will ever find. The adoption of the skate community and the creation of such an iconic shoe brings out the mission of Vans, which is another thing that I love about them. The Vans mission statement is simple: creative expression, inspiring youth culture and encouraging the off-the-wall attitude that comes from expressing your true self. These are the words of the Vans mission statement. It is also the idea that these shoes were made for you individually. They continue this idea that Paul had back in 1966 with their custom Vans, where you can change or enhance any aspect of a shoe that you like, created just for you, by you. In the pro shops, which you will find in specific malls where you are, they will have skateboarding places where you can go and make your skateboard, tailor it straight for you, so that when you are on the board, you are as off the wall as you come. They also give back. Paul had an immense love for people. He wanted to give back to the community, and give back he did. By creating charities and work that he could do, he gave back to the community. Because that's who he is. He gives back. Vans gives back. These are some of the projects the Vans associated with this season. They partnered with a brand in order to create a parks project. And what they did with their parks project was they created a brand called Leave It Better Than You Found It. They went to clean up the parks that were overridden with graffiti, gang violence, and drug abuses. Because Vans wants you to create an environment where the youth can be who they are. And this is what inspired their partnership with Skateistan, a nonprofit international organization that inspires youth through skateboarding and education to create a better world for them to live in, an off-the-wall world for them to live in. And the Vans Checkerboard Day brought in $1 million to donate to mental health charities, because Vans also cares about their own family within them. At the start of COVID, when everything was hitting the wall and being crazy, Vans took care of its employees because they cared so much about their mental health. They didn't want them to have to worry about the monetary masses that they would be losing. These projects do not just simply happen because the Vans needed them to happen. Vans did it because they cared. They absolutely, positively want a creative place for youth to thrive, for people to thrive, because that is their brand. Paul Van Doren, back in 1966, started out with an idea and a little bit of rubber. His son, Steve Van Doren, took on the face of the company and continued his father's mission to create and take care of people, because he needs to do what's right and to stand behind everything that you do every single minute of every day. So the next time that you're sitting around looking at your closet, wondering what shoes to wear, just remember, what would Paul Van Doren wear?